Listen to the Vibes, hosted by Coyote Night. Listen in for some positivity and good times. The views and opinions of our guests may not necessarily reflect those of the host or the Vibes broadcast network. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Listen to the Vibes. We have Melissa Bryan with us. She's written a book and I'm very anxious to hear about it. Can you tell us about that and tell us about you?
Yeah, okay. I'm a psychic medium. I've been psychic ever since I can remember. It's just something that is. I was born into that, I guess you could say. I was born psychic, so it's not like I can be anything else. It just is. And I wrote a book basically to heal from a lot of the challenges that my life has gone through, a lot of the changes and the challenges and the, general life stuff.
Right.
And to help others with their path as far as healing their own selves, and also to basically not be afraid to be who they are. And so, long story short, 21 years old comes along. Things are going crazy around me. I'm seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing, knowing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Sorry, that was my notification thing. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. I'm still fiddling with this Facebook stuff. This is actually kind of new.
Right. No, I hear you. I've never done it myself, so hey, it's great. But anyway, things are popping around me. I'm thinking, oh great, no, they're gonna lock me away, medicate the hell out of me,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get called all kinds of names, and and I'm just sitting there, my head's spinning, going, okay, what do I do now? So my ancestors come from spirit, sit me down, and say, you're going to be a shaman. What? Insert shock and awe here. Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what do I do with that? So they explain everything to me. I go, oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not so bad. It was a little weird to me at first, I guess, because it's like you're sitting there thinking, okay, what do I do with this? And I've now, kind of looked back on my life through the book I wrote, and I goes, well, I guess here we are. I guess, this is what it is, and I guess worked with it.
That's to be told that you're going to be a shaman, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Number one. So you must have healing powers to you.
Yes. I have I've done a few things. There's one individual in particular I helped with her cancer battle, and she is in recovery at this point.
Oh. One
of my clients. And then another individual who I have not seen since, excuse me. I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
But anyway, this individual I've not seen since. I was in a restaurant in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think it was Denny's or something like that. Yeah, it was Denny's. And this young waiter that, had waited on us, really great guy, awesome individual. He, was having some trouble with his knee. So I said, well, let me do something with this. So I fired up my energy, and I kind of helped to sort of, I guess, loosen whatever the issue was with this knee. And he said, I don't know what you did, but it doesn't hurt anymore. I can move it.
Right.
I'm going, oh, okay, cool. Right on. So, yeah, I've done a few things. And
this journey to become a shaman, I mean, what do you have to go through in order to achieve that?
Well, it wasn't so much what I went through, but, as time went on, the levels of experiences have increased, not decreased.
Right.
So basically, I'm shown more and more and more and more things. I'm assuming that pertains to that. So I would call myself in training because I don't want to go that far with that label yet, or that title, at this point.
Right. Well,
because I feel like I have so much more to learn.
Like we're in paranormal and we have a group, and when we go out and we do these investigations, you learn something new just about every time you go out.
Right.
So, the learning process never ends.
Right. And my ancestors, God love them, sent me another relative today.
Oh,
They're
no.
always doing that to me, whether it's another relative or another client or another, person to work with or whatever. They're always sending me people. One of them is a really, really super dear friend of mine from my last past life, the one before this one.
Right.
I knew her back then. She was the wife of my then husband's friend. And we all ran in the same circles, knew the same people, did the same things, that kind of thing.
Right.
And I have a picture, of course, of her and her husband. And now in this life, I know who she is. Again, she's on Facebook and the head of one of my groups.
Right.
So that's really cool. I thought that was amazing. I looked at her and go, oh my God, I know who you are. When she said, oh, well, your photo looks familiar, I goes, you look familiar too. And so I called up my memory reserves. I goes, oh my God,
Okay.
So we exchanged notes and we're the same people.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to know, when you go out to grocery stores and things like that, do you happen to pass by people and it's like something's telling you have to give them a message? Do you do it, or is it you kind of standoffish?
Sometimes I'm a little standoffish going, I'm kind of in the middle of personal business right now.
Right.
I really, don't want to work with this right now. And spirit has to oblige it. I have to, I have to step my energy back, because there's times I have to do that for my own sanity. Because I can't always be giving messages every single time. That would just drain me,
So what's people's reaction whenever you do go up and tell them, hey, I've got a message for you? Do they look at you like you're crazy, or some of them very receptive of it?
Some are receptive. Some are like just very weird about it. And what I did was I went to Montana Silversmiths and had a buckle made for my business that lists what I do. And some people go, oh, are you in rodeo? It's like, well, I used to be a long time ago, and I still love it, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm still critter crazy. I'm a mom. What can I do? I'm a critter mommy. So yeah. But I say, well, that was a long time ago. My body won't do it anymore, unfortunately. But I still love it. I still encourage it. I still, go and, participate with them. And yeah. But this buckle, hang on, I've got a call coming in. Hello, I'm on air. Sorry. Bye. I apologize. That was my publicist for my book.
Okay.
But anyway, I told her, I'm sorry, I'm on air. I'll get to you guys and then I'll get back to her. So, but anyway, I say, I made this buckle. This is what I do. And they read and they go, oh, you're a psychic. It's like, yeah. And I hand them a business card. And so that opens the door.
Okay. And now your husband, what does he think about all that stuff going on? And does he sit, is he like, oh my God, I'm never going to get away with anything?
No, he's used to it. He just kind of shrugs and goes, well, it is what it is.
I hear you. And your children, you have children?
I don't have any kids.
Oh, you don't have any kids? Okay, I'm sorry.
No kids, no. Infertility issues, unfortunately. Several miscarriages early.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, It is what it has to be.
And,
but hey, I've got a nephew. 3 years old, Thomas. Oh my God, he's the cutest thing. I brag about him all the time. Oh my God, got me by my heart. Wrapped all the way around him. Oh my God, I spoiled the hell out of the kid. His mom and daddy are going, stop spoiling him. It's like, no, I'm an auntie. That's my right. I get to get him over here, spoil the hell out of him, and send it back to you. And or I send him stuff through the mail, and they're like, stop spoiling our kid. Like, no, I'm an auntie. I'm going to do it anyway. That's my right. I get to send him stuff and spoil the hell out of the kid.
Well, that's the best part. You get to spoil them, and they have to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. And even better, now this is a brag I've got to have, okay? He wants to be a firefighter when he gets older. When he gets out, oh my God, if he gets to be a firefighter when he gets to be an adult, I'm going to go to his firefighter graduation, and I'm going to brag the hell out of him. He better be sending this auntie pictures so I can post them on my social media going, look what my little nephew's doing. Look what my nephew's doing. Oh my God. Yay!
So let's talk about your book a little more. What inspired you to write this book?
Well, I was having so many experiences, and I thought, everything's kind of all over the place, all over all these, social media sites and all that. Maybe it's time I just put them all into a book because I don't want to lose anything. Right. I don't want to lose any of these memories. I don't want to lose any of this communication or, I don't want to lose any of this information.
Gotcha.
And I want to keep it as up-to-date referenced as I can so that I have it all in one place and it's right there. I can refer back to it.
So are you thinking of writing another book?
Well, I'd like to write a cookbook. I love to cook and I love to bake, so I'd love to write a cookbook.
Well, that'd be cool. What is the one dish that seems to be like the best thing that you make?
Oh my God, I'm amazed you asked. Well,
I gotta throw something at you.
Okay. One of them is a red and green chili enchilada.
Ooh.
I love my enchiladas. I have an enchilada recipe that I refer to every single time. It's so good. And you can go either red or green, one or the other, or both. I prefer both because I love chilies. I used to live in New Mexico and Arizona, Colorado, Utah, in the Southwest, and I learned all this stuff from, the local people there. And so I incorporated some of that into my cooking, and we cook that way around here all the time now. And then and I'm going to try this at County Fair this summer. It is a triple chocolate mocha fudge cupcake.
Okay, now my sugar spiked just hearing that.
But yes, I do have a photo of it on my socials. You guys can go see that. I've got it on my website. I've got photos of that. So yeah.
So being a medium, do you like, I guess what I want to say is you encounter things that are a little bit too much, like evil things, demons, or just bad spirits?
We did. The last home we owned. My cousin who lives with us got scratched, and I've got photos of that, really bad. I got scratched. He got burned. I got burned. He got bruised. I got a few little bumps and bruises from that. And, we finally, and it wasn't the spirits that drove us out. It was the human factor that drove us out of there. We were consistently home invasion robbed. One night we were laying in, the same bedroom, in our beds and in the same bedroom for protection, not only just from the spirit factor, but from the human factor as well.
Right.
And we watched as someone came to our bedroom window with a high power LED flashlight looking in our bedroom for something to steal. I'm like, all right, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. I'm gone. And we packed up and we left.
And where'd you say you moved to?
We moved to Oregon.
Oregon. Okay.
Yeah. And we're living in a travel trailer right now. Best travel trailer we've ever had. I love the thing. And basically, this is home for right now. It's the only home we've got, only home we know. So, yeah.
So
this is what it's come down to.
Do you go out on book tours, or you just put the book out there?
I'm just putting the book out there for right now. I'm doing podcasts, video feeds, live TV if I can sometimes. I'm doing as much as I can do for right now with everything that's going on, obviously.
Right.
But as soon as they take the cuffs off, let's put it this way, I'm ready to rock and roll. As soon as they take those shackles off, I'm ready to go.
Oh, I hear you. I'm going stir crazy myself. They don't want us leaving between 5 in the evening till 5 in the morning. They don't want you going out anywhere.
Right. Here, we can go for walks, but you have to be alone. They won't let anyone be around anyone.
Oh, no.
And you can go to the grocery store, the laundromat, the post office, and or the shipping center, and the laundromat. And besides those things, and the bank too. Besides those few things, you can't go anywhere. Everyone is like either curbside or delivery or pickup or,
All right. We're using this time to kind of, I guess, build up your abilities, strengthen them a little bit.
Not really. I don't really have anywhere to go. I don't have anywhere to go right now.
Oh, I hear you. Do you see things remotely?
I can see things remotely. Yes, I've done that. I've done some work with law enforcement. I have about 12 cases under my belt.
Oh, wow.
And one of them made the AP wire. That was my information, by the way. Now, no, I was not recognized for it, but I claim it because I know that was my information. Okay. And that was the Kit Carson co-op robbery case. That made the AP wire. Everybody heard about that. And it was my information. The second I heard they'd been robbed, I said, okay, Spirit, give it to me. What's up? And it just hit me like a tidal wave. When information comes, it comes like a tidal wave. I have to get everything or I lose it, all of it, and never regain it. So that's the way it works with me.
Oh, yeah. Have that pen and paper ready. Write it all down.
I wrote it all down. So I went home, wrote it all down because I was getting information left, right, and center. It was just coming and coming and coming and coming. I only missed 3 small, minute details. 3 out of everything else. We heard about it about, I want to say, 1.5 years, maybe 2 years later in the newspaper. And I have all of this documented in my book. I got permission to reprint the articles. And I pointed out where I had hit specifically. And my husband says, you'd never believe this, but. And he spelled out to me where I hit. I sat back to shocked. I'm like, no way I could be that accurate. No way. There's no way. I mean, no psychic is that accurate. Period. End of story. It's rare. Extremely, extremely, extremely rare to be that accurate.
Working with mediums, I find that sometimes they give out information that, okay, let me give you an example. We were at a home and the lady that was there, she was having a lot of activity and we ended up, all of us sat down in a room. We had the K2 meter in the middle of the room. And mind you, that thing had not gone off all night. And the medium that was with us, she started talking about a relative that basically had been exiled from the family. And
I was just about to tell you that.
Really?
I was just about to say relative. Thank you. David, you goofball. My guide, sorry. Sometimes he pops in, he goes, relative. I go, yeah, I know.
And the funny thing is they said that there had been a child that this lady had and gave up, and I believe the child passed away, and she kind of liked to whore around and drink and drugs and all that stuff. And
right.
So the lady that the medium's talking to, she's like, nope, there's nobody in my family like that. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, this kind of proves this stuff can't be real. But 2 days later,
this is my little guy. That's Ace.
I've got a bunch of them running around here too. But about 2 days later, the lady calls me and she found out about an aunt she didn't know about. Her mother told her that she had, basically went off and running wild, and the family didn't want to have anything to do with her.
Mm-hmm.
And the pains that the medium was feeling was exactly where this person had been injured enough to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've been a skeptic until a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when this lady sat down and told me things that there's absolutely no way she could have known, it's not one of those, okay, I pick up on everything that you do and I can figure it out. But these were very intimate details that only me and my wife and the kids know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that blows my mind. And
Yeah.
I've always asked people, you know, what actually happens when these spirit guides or the spirits come to talk to you? You know, is it like watching, you know, a real person in front of you, or?
Yeah. For me, it's like I see them like I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I see them as a full mortal individual.
Okay.
Yeah, I see them as a full mortal individual, and I see them like I see you, and I can talk to them just the same as I'm talking to you. It's
Now,
pretty simple. It's just something
when
I
they
do.
when they want that real important message to go out, do they jack with you, you know, touch you and poke you and all that kind of stuff? Because
No. My guide, he goes, okay, we have something. It's like, okay, let's roll with it.
That's got to be amazing to have those kind of abilities. And what do you have to go through in order to get to that, you know, the next level of understanding?
It's just something I grew up doing, so it's not like I can just go through just anything, you know. It just kind of, to me, it just kind of is. When it turns on, and when it turns off, it turns off.
Okay, now my wife, she has some abilities of her own.
Mm-hmm.
And when we go on an investigation,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doggone if she's not putting like a protective barrier around me.
Yes.
And I go in and nothing ever happens to me when I go in. I'm like, why do you do this to me? Quit.
Okay, you spent 30 days with me, you're guaranteed to get something because, okay, I'm going to give an example. I had just turned the Travel Channel on because apparently they're, I guess, free previewing it for us or something like that. I would like to keep it myself. If they jack my bill up, okay, well, you know, that's okay. I want that channel anyway. So
Right.
I was watching this one show. All of a sudden, our little weather center thing over here on the wall flew across the room, hit the wall over here, and landed in the hallway.
Oh my goodness.
And none of us touched it.
That's crazy.
I mean, around me, you spend 30 days with me, you're guaranteed to get something.
Well, you know, whenever I have a medium psychic come on to the show, my first thing is I don't ever ask them to, you know, try to read me or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's rude. This is
right.
kind of getting away
very
from
personal. Yeah, it's very personal. And I never, or at least try never to read anyone on air unless I get something that just, bam, hits me in the face, you know?
But I have had one psychic on the show that actually noticed someone in the background hanging out.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah, because you've got like a little light right here. I don't know what that is, but
I'm talking about over here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my lamp.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. I'm like, what's that? Okay.
I have to look like a star.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But like I say, I don't ever ask anybody to do that because that's rude. I brought you on the show to talk about you and your abilities, not to, you know, unless you have the lottery numbers, I'll take those.
No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that.
But you know, the lady is watching behind me and seeing this person, and my wife sent me a picture of who she thought that she was describing. And I didn't say anything. I didn't even ask her, is this the person that you saw? I just said, hey, I'm going to send you this picture. Tell me what you think. And as soon as she looked at it, she goes, that's the kid that was hanging out behind you the whole time you're doing the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, do you run across that kind of stuff yourself?
Yes. Oh, God, yes. Oh, that's like really prevalent. Yeah, I do that a lot. So, yeah. Sometimes someone will just pop out at me, you know. And one of my clients recently brought a picture, and her person, whoever this was in the photo, had a lady standing directly behind him, and I could see her hands on his shoulders.
Oh, crazy.
And she was literally like, this is my individual relation, whoever you want to say it is, you know.
Okay. Okay.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My apologies.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I read that. So yeah.
Now,
and I could see her clear. I mean, like, wow.
And feel free, you don't have to do this, but this show is pretty much dedicated to, you know, talking to people and the things that they've overcome in their life in order to, you know, achieve their goals, and, you know, not dwell on what happened in the past, but continually moving forward, and, you know, getting to know people.
Right. I totally agree. Yeah, that's great.
And my question is, I mean, can you talk about any of the things that you've overcome and then maybe able to inspire others?
Yeah, there was like, for example, January 1994 earthquake, almost died in that. I had to rescue my parents out of their bedroom, and the bookcase, one of their bookcases, had fallen in front of their bedroom door. And I was trying to get them out, and I was trying to get the door open, you know, shoving it, you know, out of the way. And all of a sudden I felt several other individuals around me. I go, come on guys, let's go. And we just shoved, and the door opened. And I know these were not people I could see physically, but I could feel their presences. 1. 2, we were in a very, very serious auto accident a little over 3 years ago, March 8th. And when we got the photos from the wreck back, one of them was of a spirit standing by the back doors and DOT bumper of the truck that hit us, of the big rig that hit us. And this individual looked exactly like me, dressed head to toe in black, but with blonde hair. And I don't have blonde hair. I never have.
Obviously. Right. So,
you know, I thought that was kind of odd. If I can get a copy of that, I'm going to definitely post that as soon as I can get a copy of it. But that and surviving that was a Hail Mary for one. And for the third one, the home that we ran from, that place was just evil from word one. I mean, it had this really weird vibe about it. I thought it was the perfect place. It looked perfect, but the feeling was, no, and I didn't really say anything because I didn't want to screw up the sale. It was the last thing we could do at the point.
Right.
Time. And so we moved in, and everything just went crazy. And finally we ended up having to go. And this place has been through owner after owner after owner after owner. And we had tried getting priests and psychics and mediums and witches and warlocks and priests, and, you know, we tried having the place cleared, and the energy would leave for about 3 or 4 weeks, come right back and harder. And so when you survive all of that, you look back and go, wow, you know.
Oh yeah. Do you have advice for folks out there that may have experienced something similar to that? I mean,
yeah, like, you know what? Thank your lucky stars you're alive. Thank your lucky stars you're alive, because if you live through it and come through it, document it, record it, have it for, you know, your own knowledge, your own healing, I guess you could say. You know, record it just so you have it for your own healing, and you can look back and, I guess, judge everything else you've been through on that. And, you know, I've been through so many scary experiences, whether it be earthquakes or even, God, a couple of tornadoes in Cheyenne, Wyoming. On my honeymoon, a tornado actually chased us from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Or no, it was from Colorado Springs. I'm sorry, Colorado Springs all the way down to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And this thing was like an F4, F5. Chased us down the highway, and we ran like hell from that thing. Oh my God, that was crazy.
So I'm sorry. I'm trying to
That's
get
okay.
over this. It's like I've got laryngitis all of a sudden.
Oh, you're not the only one. God, yeah, I wake up hoarse in the morning. God.
Yeah, got my drink going here.
Oh, by the way, water. Keep a bottle of water with you. Always, always handy. I keep 2 of them. 1 in the bedroom, 1 in the living room. Always. Water. I cannot stress it enough. Water. And if you can get it, depending on whether or not it's still on the shelves, Ricola. Ricola, the regular Ricolas, those really help.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I've been using those and they really help.
Now, when all this stuff started happening with this virus, did you happen to know this was coming?
No, this blindsided me. No, it blindsided me. I'd forgotten all about it, but somebody had brought it up that Sylvia Brown, who was one of my mentors, now she never knew she was a mentor to me. I never met her and all that, so it doesn't really matter now. She's passed on, God rest her soul. Sylvia, you better be getting with me, girl. But anyway, I'd forgotten about it until someone brought it up. She had brought it up in one of her books that I have a copy of called Prophecy. And she said it would be a flu-like illness. It would come in, wipe out massive, I guess, amounts of people, and then go completely away, come back 10 years later, and then be gone forever.
You know, I heard the exact same thing. 10 more years. I'll be 60. I'll probably croak then.
I don't know, but I plan on surviving the whole darn thing. I've been through worse than this. In fact, my family and I got something very similar back in Colorado when we lived in Denver for a brief time. And we were working for the stock show and rodeo. And we came down with something that had the same symptomology, the same thing as what we're going through right now. And that last flu strain wiped out a bunch of people. We almost did not survive that. Almost. But the one thing I recommend is if you have a Whole Foods store, shop there, get your stuff at Whole Foods. Fight this thing with Whole Foods organic. Organic. I cannot stress it enough. Organic. We fought it with that, gave it everything we had, and survived.
Now, a lot of the mediums that I've talked to, they say that there's something really, really big that's about to happen.
Yes, yeah. God. Oh my God, yes. There is something big coming. I have been feeling it. I can't sleep at night. I'm restless. I have to take sleep aids to sleep. I'm tense. I'm nervous. I'm like all over the place. I'm angry a lot. And I'm like, I can't even explain it, but it's like, I feel like there's something else beyond just this, you know?
Right. So,
yeah, God.
Another thing that I heard from these mediums that we are finally going to find out about aliens.
Oh yeah. No, we are. Even Miss Sylvia Brown said so. Yes. Well, I have to say, yes, we're going to find out probably. Somebody's going to open their fat yap and, well, remove all doubt.
Oh, so how do you think that's going to come down? How are we finally going to...
Somebody's finally going to say, look, I'm sick of not saying anything and I'm going to talk. And there's no one can shut me up. I think it's going to be a politician, myself, or someone in that realm. Mm-hmm. Whether this is a politician's advisor, or someone close to them, I don't know for sure, but I think it's going to be someone in that realm.
Now, how long do you think it's going to take before we find out?
Not long, few years maybe.
Well, I'm going to have my bags packed because I'm jumping on the ship and I'm out of here.
I don't blame you. I want off this rock. Get me off this thing. Stop the world. I want off.
Now, if people want to get a hold of you and they want readings and things like that, how do they get a hold of you?
HTTPS Henry Thomas Peter Samuel : / psychic mom, all lowercase, one word, 2017 Wix WIX, William Iris X-ray. Site, Samuel Iris Thomas Edward. Wix site, lowercase one word, .com, / Melissa Bryan, all one word, lowercase.
That's a mouthful.
Well, it is what it is. I've been trying to get just a .com, but, you know, I haven't been, well, that successful, so.
Oh, I hear you. So, I'm still curious about the aliens.
Yeah.
I've heard about all these different species that are supposed to be here right now, supposed to be working with our government. Do you know which ones we're going to finally find out about, or is it going to be one of those?
I think we already know about some of them. Others will reveal themselves later, namely the reptilians. They've already revealed themselves. I've heard scuttlebutt about them. I don't know that much about it. I've seen a few things more or less. For example, over between, oh God, where was that hospital, Chris, that you went to? The one in Colorado that we couldn't get care in Taos?
Alamosa.
Oh, Alamosa, Colorado. Between Alamosa and Taos, New Mexico, we were going through this, I guess, mountainous area on the way to the hospital up there. Yeah, San Luis Valley, thank you. And I saw things I cannot explain in the night sky. And we would be sitting on our property sometimes at night, watching the skies and seeing these things just chasing each other back and forth across the sky. And then also I've seen like those cylindrical, like cigar shape, you know, really long crafts, if you will. I've seen those. I saw one with my own eyes at one time. I did see one with my own eyes.
Do you think that being psychic and other psychics and mediums out there, are y'all like a beacon to these things?
Yes.
Because I did an interview not too long ago, and I'll have it on our YouTube and our Buzzsprout pretty soon. But she almost described the same exact stuff that happened to her. That, I mean, it was that close. It was no mistaking. This was something that's not from the earth, you know?
And I had locals point up to the night sky, you know, and one especially around Halloween, he goes, "You see that yellow something or another?" I goes, "Yeah, what about it?" He goes, "That's a UFO. I've seen those all my life." I goes, "Oh, okay." You know, I mean, I don't go looking for this stuff. You know, it's kind of this thing between me and them. Like, I don't go looking for them. They don't go bothering me. So it's like, we have this understanding. We don't go looking for each other, you know? And I don't go looking for them. They don't go looking for me. They get pointed out to me. I try to stay away from it.
You know, how is it that, I mean, is there something about your aura or that tracks them? Because, you know, yes, you're psychic, but what is that just the aliens seem to be attached to? Is, I guess it's probably easier to communicate with them with your abilities.
Yes, I am able to talk to them, I believe. If I could talk to one, I probably would, with no fear. Because I don't want to feel like they have anything to fear from me. I don't want them to feel threatened by me, you know?
Right.
And I don't want to feel threatened by them. I'd rather open, you know, an honest communication, you know? Something where they don't have to be afraid of me and I don't have to be afraid of them.
Right.
And there's an understanding, you know, a kinship, if you will.
Now, with spirits and with aliens, there's this theory about them actually being from another dimension.
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain that?
All I know is they come in through what is known as a portal. And I don't know where these are. I don't know what they are. I've never seen them. I've never experienced them. I know nothing about them. All I know is that I'd read about it in some of the books I have, but I don't have any clear understanding of a lot of it because I don't generally know a lot about it. It's not something I'm well versed on. But I do know that I've seen things. And in fact, I have pictures in my book of things that come probably as close to what I've seen as possible. I'm not saying it's an exact thing, you know, that I did see, but it comes as close to what I saw.
Okay.
Kind of an example.
I don't know. I'm ready for it. It seems like with everything that's on television, it's been kind of a way to prep us for that,
Right.
you know, for
Right.
the next encounter with them.
Right.
So, as I say, my bags are packed. I'm ready to go. I'm
I hear you. Get me
leaving
off
on a
this
spaceship.
Hey, get me off this godforsaken rock.
Well, let's get back to you. Besides doing this, what do you usually do for fun?
For fun? My work is my fun. My work is my stuff. I write. I do a lot of writing. I journal. I journal. I do a lot of writing, but sometimes with everything that's going on, even that doesn't help. You know, the energies have gotten so explosive lately that I'm just like, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, that some people, that's what they love to do. They love their work, and that's their refuge, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I love my work. God, I love my work. Okay, out here, and I'm going to give you an example of something I saw. We were in another travel trailer before this one, a really nasty, horrible, bad one. I was looking out my bedroom window one day, just kind of daydreaming, I guess you could say, you know. And over here by where the river is, okay, there was a man in clothing literally out of another era, looking, I mean, I swear to God, looking like he's from somewhere else, someplace else, you know. And I saw him full body apparition come up over the berm over here by the river, turn toward the fairgrounds, go right through a solid chain link fence and disappear.
Oh, wow.
And I can describe him from head to toe.
Oh, man. Now, see, that's the thing that I want to see, an actual apparition. I mean,
Come on by this fairgrounds. Oh, my God, this place is flipping haunted. This place is haunted to hell and back. I kid you friggin' not. My cousin and I, we had kind of gotten one of our heated discussions. I went to kind of, you know, cool off, you know, take a breather, try to, you know, clear my mind and all that. And I was sitting on the bleachers in River Arena over here. I sat down on the bleachers. All of a sudden, I heard people literally walk up onto the bleachers and sit down around me. And there was nobody else there.
Man.
There was nobody else there. It was just me.
Well, I guess I need to make a trip to Oregon then, huh?
And that's not all. Oh, no. I was doing some filming for a video I was doing for some of my work. And my cousin and I, he does, you know, my photography, filming, and all that work for me, once in a while. And we were walking back from the horse stables where I was doing some of my filming work, which I love these horses. They're great. I go over there sometimes and I get kisses. So that's awesome. I was coming back from there and I was walking past this place that is, I guess, an amphitheater, little, you know, indentation in the ground where, you know, they have the berms and, you know, I guess a bandstand, if you will, and all that, where bands sometimes play. Right. You know, people get to sit out on the grass and the berms and all that. Okay. We were walking back and all of a sudden, you know, those bird calls that you hear in Western movies, right?
Yes.
That Native Americans make. All of a sudden, I heard these bird calls similar to what you would hear in a Western movie, okay? Because I've been in Western films as a background actress. I worked with the wranglers, with the horses and all that. And so I look back and there's these Native men in full paint and regalia looking at me, pointing and just smiling. I go, yeah, you guys. Oh, I'm going to get you. Oh, I'm going to hug you. And they're laughing. Yeah, I know. I get you. But they were kind of joking around. Oh, I'm going to get you.
So,
but it was all in good fun, you know.
oh yeah. Believe it or not, our time is about up. Before we go, tell us please. You got to tell us a little bit about the book, and then is it available like on Amazon or anything like that?
It sure is. This book right here, Kindle Amazon, guys, Kindle Amazon, 5 stars. Come and get her.
It's kind of in the lights. So it's kind of hard to see.
Okay, so it's right here. I'm trying to get it kind of.
Lift it up just a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. How's that?
Born into Shamanism. Okay.
Yeah. And you can get that Kindle Amazon. I wrote it myself, cover to cover. I did all the artwork. I did everything on that, all the design. Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody that's listening, I hope you go out and get this book. I'm kind of interested. I want to get a copy myself, and maybe we can discuss it again another time.
Absolutely. It is my life's work and walk with spirit. Throughout my entire life, everything I've ever done, experienced, whatever. I've got tips for new mediums, all the things that, I kind of learned from my predecessors. As Sylvia Brown once said, take what works for you and leave the rest. So I did that. And I adapted some of her things, some of John Edwards, some of James Von Praagh, and a bunch of the other, psychics and mediums out there, that are very prominent. Some of the work, I kind of adapted a little bit to my own thing, but I made my own thing out of it. It's not necessarily, their work, but I thank them for what they taught me.
Right.
Okay. I have big, great thanks for them. Thank you, Sylvie. Love you, girl. And basically, I learned from them and I adapted some of my techniques to what they taught.
Right.
So that's part of it. And I have, cold criminal missing persons cases, things I had hit on, even stories about Santa Claus.
Santa Claus?
Yes.
Okay, don't ruin my childhood for me.
I'm a huge believer. I am an absolute huge believer. He even comes to check up on me in grocery stores.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, the poor man. I feel for him.
Tell him I want another Evel Knievel stunt cycle.
I will. Oh, love Evil. Oh, yeah.
Well, Miss Bryan, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Sorry, my voice is almost gone.
That's all right. Hey, mine is not much better. Oh, God.
Now, I need you to send me a picture of the book itself.
I will.
Because I would like to post it on our social media.
Absolutely. In fact, let me get you that right now here. I'll do that right now.
But thank you once again.
Oh, you're very welcome. Let me get you a copy of that book real quick here.
Okay.
And you can also find it all over my social medias. I've got pictures everywhere. And one book I can also recommend I recently read is called Ghosts and Haunts of the Civil War. If you haven't read it, read it like yesterday. Good book, by the way. I recommend it. And some of my ancestors are mentioned in that book.
And which Native American tribe are you from?
I am Iroquois, Cherokee, and I have a cousin by marriage line from the Navajo.
Okay.
And then I'm adopted a million other ways to Sunday through a bunch of other people. But anyway, I absolutely love one of the tribes I'm going to give a shout out to. I absolutely adore Cow Creek tribe. These people here, they're people from my heart, and I love them. And also my Taos Pueblo people, I love you guys. Mwah! Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Well, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope that we can get you back on and talk about the book, and I hope you have another book for us to talk about.
Oh, I hope so one day too. I want to, as soon as I can get my life settled back down.
Right.
Which should be, I want to say late this year. I'm going to try to rewrite a cookbook that I had originally written, but I want to kind of revamp it, I want to redo it, revamp it, repackage it, rename it, and re-release it.
Okay. Send me some recipes.
Oh, I will. I will. Let me see if I can get a copy. of that book here. I know it's here somewhere.
And on Instagram, it's melissa.bryan.
Yeah, .3150.
3150. That's right.
Yep.
I because we have these things right here and everything's just, all I got to do is just type in a couple of letters and shoot, there it is.
Right.
I'm getting really lazy because I don't even remember phone numbers anymore.
I hear you. I even have trouble with my own sometimes.
I remember my childhood phone number.
I don't remember any of it. I mean, it's been so long,
I hear you. Well, anyway, everybody that's listening or watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the show. I've got a bunch of other guests coming up on my Into the Pit show and a lot more to come to Listen to the Vibes. And if you have an interesting story, just go to our Instagram and throw me a message. And
I know it's here somewhere.
We are Into the Pit, and there's underscores underneath those. And so send me a message, and maybe we'll have you on the show. But once again, thank you, and I hope that you can join us again.
Thank you. Oh, definitely. I would love to do it again. That was fun. That was great.
All right. Well, take care, everyone. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye, hon.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network and on Instagram at The Vibes Broadcast.
Voice.